Here is an example from MyMathLab. We need to consider the function f of x equals negative 2x squared plus 20x minus 6. And we need to answer several questions about this function. So I've copied this onto my notebook paper. So here is our question. And what type of function do we have here? Notice the highest exponent on any of the x's is a 2, so this is a quadratic function, and I'm going to need to compare it to f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So in our case, what is the value of a? A is the coefficient of the x squared term, it's negative 2. B is the coefficient of the x term, it is 20, and c is the constant term of negative 6. So in our problem, in the first part, we need to determine without graphing whether the function has a minimum value or a maximum value. Remember, when you graph a quadratic function, you get a parabola that either opens up or down, and the value of a determines whether it does open up or down. So in our case, the coefficient a was negative 2. It's less than 0. It's negative, so this parabola is going to open down. And if I sketch my parabola over here, I'm going to get a parabola that looks like this. Here is the vertex. And is the y value of the vertex going to be a minimum or a maximum? Because it opens down, I'm going to have a maximum value, and it's going to be right here at the vertex. So now in the second part of the question, we need to find the minimum or maximum value and determine where it occurs. So remember, the vertex of a parabola, there's a formula for it. The x value of the vertex equals negative b divided by 2a. So it's the opposite of b, and b was 20, so it's negative 20 divided by 2 times a, which is negative 2. So it's negative 20 divided by 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 20 divided by negative 4 is positive 5. So I know the x value of the vertex is 5. And now I need to find the y value of the vertex, which just means plug the value we just found, the 5, into the function itself. So all I have to do is evaluate the function at 5. So I have negative 2 times x squared, which is 5 squared, plus 20 times x, which is 5, minus 6. So I have negative 2 times 5 squared, 5 times 5 is 25, plus 20 times 5 is 100, minus 6. So negative 2 times 25 is negative 50, plus 100, minus 6. Negative 50 plus 100 is positive 50. 50 minus 6 is 44. So the y value of the vertex is at 44. Now remember, the 44 is the maximum value. 5 is where it occurs, is at x equals 5. So lastly, we need to find the domain and the range. Well, the domain of every quadratic function is super easy. It's just all real numbers. But the range isn't as easy. You need to look at the sketch, the range of the y values. Are there any y values down here? Yes, so my range starts at negative infinity, and it goes up to the vertex of the y value of 44. So my range goes from -infinity with a parentheses on it to +44 with a square bracket. So now all I have to do is put that information into MyMathLab. Remember, my function had a maximum value. Check the answer. The minimum maximum value of this function is the y value of the vertex, which was 44, and it occurred when x equaled 5. So check the answer. And in the last part, the domain, remember, of all quadratic functions is very easy. It's all real numbers. -infinity to +infinity in parentheses. And finally, the range is not all real numbers. It was -infinity with the parentheses, comma, the maximum value, which was 44 with a square bracket on. So check the answer. And we have finished this question.